Welcome to tonight's live. We are going live with Abby from Make Sense Candles, and we're going to be talking all about our soap and diffuser kits today. These are really great kits for beginners. Hello, hi everyone. Really great kits for beginners, and if you're wanting to learn a new craft, they're great gifts for Christmas as well. So we can't wait to unbox them with you and show you exactly what's inside each kit. So I'm just going to connect with Abby now, and hopefully she will be on the other. Everyone join in. Hopefully that should go through. Aha! Hello!
Hi everyone. Haley.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's been a little while since we've done a live, so it's really nice to be back today and talking Christmas things where it's actually near to Christmas.
I know, I can't believe it. I've got my Christmas jumper on.
Oh, well done.
I can't believe how quick it's coming around. It's only in a couple of weeks, so.
Are you ready? Or are people watching ready? Because I'm not at all, and I just want to feel safety in numbers.
I'm mixed. I'm ready in parts. I've got lots of my Christmas presents kind of sorted. If you guys are joining after a last minute gift, then we've got some things to show you that I think will be a great gift, especially for a crafty person.
Yeah, definitely. And I think even because we've got diffuser kits to talk through and soap. Now I'd say soap's more for your crafter, because even for me that's quite a difficult one in some ways for me to get my head around, so I find the kits really useful, but the diffusers don't take very long at all. So
no, they're so quick.
They're good for like non-crafters as well.
Definitely if you want to spruce up your home with a little bit of a scent, then yeah, they're perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure we'll have more people join as we get going, and people can always watch this back as well on your profile as well. So I'll just introduce myself quickly for anyone who hasn't seen me before. Around chatting away to Cosy Owl. My name's Abby. I'm from Make Sense Candles. I started my business a couple of years ago, and the idea was that I make candles that are designed to be upcycled, so they have a little sprinkling of seeds that come with them, and that's the main thing with them. And I've been working with Cosy Owl for a little while. They often like challenge me to try out new products and give kind of my honest feedback, and because I'm not too far ahead in the candle making journey, I make candles in my kitchen with, you know, just a couple of jugs. I'm a very small business, so I'm not too far ahead to sort of share my kind of tips and tricks for kind of getting started. There we go, that's me.
Oh, that's a lovely roundup. A lovely roundup. And I'll introduce myself as well for anyone who doesn't know me as well. I'm Hayley from Cosy Owl, and I specialise in doing all of the content. So you'll see a lot of different projects that are going out, or ideas and guides. A lot of them come from me. So yeah, you'll often see me on these lives as well with Abby, and as well as Stacey and Lindsay. So the idea of these are just to give you guys a lot of information about what we've got and what we can show you in person through the phone. But yeah, so you can get more of an idea. And tonight we're talking about our diffuser and soap making kits. So these are a really great one. And have you used these before, Abby? I know we've sent you a couple there that you've got.
I've made diffusers myself, but not through this kit, because I started it before the kits came out. So that's really, really cool. I have done one soap making kit before, so I've got a couple of examples from previous ones cool. to show what we could end up with. But these are brilliant. So because they are quite chunky boxes, I'm not going to be able to like lift them up and show them on the screen anyway. I tried that last time, so if there is anyone who's like missed our candle making kit like unboxing or our wax melt, go back to Cosy Owl's profile and have a look at that one. So the diffuser box is the biggest box in size. So if you're looking for a present that is like impressive in size, basically that is a good one to go for. And I'm just going to show you what's inside as well, and we'll talk through some tips. Have you guys at Cosy Owl noticed like lots of people starting to buy these kits in the lead up to Christmas, or is everyone buying like Christmas scents? Like what's the kind of trend?
It's definitely been a mix. Lots of different scents going out, a variety, not just Christmas scented. So it's really nice to see like a mix. And then sometimes I see things pop up and I think, oh, I forgot about that one. So yeah, it's really nice. But yeah, lots of kits have been, because they're such a great gift idea, or even if you just want something to do in between like Christmas and New Year. I find that week sometimes you just want something a little bit more creative to do. And I find quite a lot of people make these as well, and you can sort of give them as little stocking filler gifts, and yeah, they're a really good idea for this time of the year. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I've just opened up this kit and you've got instructions straight away on there. This is like a postcard size, so really small, and it just gives you a step-by-step with pictures, and these instructions couldn't be more simple or short. They are so easy to follow for anyone who's not a crafter, and because there's no like hot ingredients, this is a good one for anyone who obviously can be trusted not to drink the fragrance oil. So anyone who's like 10 plus, I would say you could easily make this with their child in that kind of Twixmas sort of period, like you were saying, Hayley, because there's nothing hot, you're not heating anything, you're basically just mixing the components together and then popping the reeds in, and then you've got a beautiful scent in your home. So it's kind of a gift for like mums and parents and anyone you live with as well, even if you are making it with children. So in here we've got, how do you say this one?
I say Ogio oil.
Oh.
we all say it quite differently actually. Cosy Owl, all on the similar lines, but yeah, I say Ogio oil.
I'm so glad I didn't say that out loud and attempt that one. So this is the base oil. So this, it makes up roughly like 75-80% of the diffuser. So I've noticed in the instructions here that you're given, Cosy Owl recommends a 75% of the base oil to be used versus like 25% fragrance oil. And that's just so that the guys at Cosy Owl have done all the testing for you. They've worked out that actually that's the optimum way of doing it for this particular scent in this pack. So you don't have to worry about anything basically. So if you're even an avid candle maker, this is quite a nice way to try out diffusers or soaps and be left with quite a lot of examples or like molds and ways to try that out yourself. So to go with the base oil, I mentioned that you'd mix in fragrance oil. So here in this kit that I've got is wood sage and sea salt. This is in, if anyone knows this fragrance combination, it's a good one to give a try, because you might have seen it out and about and it might be not as affordable as you would like. So this is a good way to try it out yourself and then impress people with some gifts this Christmas. It's a very like clean scent. So if you like clean, fresh fragrance, that is how I would describe it. Also, if you want something, because these diffusers last 3 to 6 months. So if you want something that will take you into the new year and spring, this scent is absolutely great because it's like fresh, sort of like if you like cotton and linen, that kind of fresh scent, I would say that's quite similar. Do you find that a lot of people say that's quite sort of like, it's like a bit like the ocean scent that you guys have, do you think?
Yeah, it's got quite, obviously I know it's wood sage, but it's got quite a woody kind of smell. I think it's a really nice fresh one. You could have this in a variety of different rooms, whether it's a bathroom or
yeah,
as long as you've got it in a nice little area that you can like sort of let the scent spread. It's a really nice all-round scent, but I actually chose that one for you because I thought this time of the year a nice like wood sage and sea salt, nice fresh sort of scent is really nice and what you want for this time of the year. Yeah,
and I am smelling it obviously like when it's really concentrated in the bottle, so I'm not getting as much of that wood, but I can definitely see that if you kind of like probably let it air for a bit, or even if you're putting it in with obviously diluting it with the base oil, it would take on a slightly different feel as well. But yeah, really clean, really nice, masculine scent as well, I would say. So if you're looking for something, you know, for quite a versatile home, but definitely bathroom springs to mind.
Yeah, definitely for me too. I think we've got that in our bathroom at work, so it is lovely, and yeah, really nice smell. Got a comment here as well saying, "Are you both in UK?" Yes, hello. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, can't you tell with the jumpers we're freezing?
Yeah, we're cold here. I've got a blanket on as well.
But you've got Cosy Owl Germany, Cosy Owl France.
We do indeed, yeah. So we do have UK, France and Germany. So there are other ways of communicating with everyone else and letting everyone else buy our products too.
So also, we talked about the fragrance oil and the base oil that's in the kit. this, I wish I could lift it up and get it on the screen, but it's beautifully presented. So when you're literally unboxing it, you've got everything laid out, so you can see all the components in there straight away at a glance. There are 3 of these containers. So do you know what size this one is, Hayley?
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I think this is just off the top of my head. I think there's a 200 and 100 bottles, I think.
Yeah, I think that looks about right to me. I'm just wondering if I compare it to the size I've got here. Yeah, I think it will be a 200. It's just slightly like more compressed, like a squat one.
Let me double check. I will have a look now and double check on that.
So I'm just going to lift these up to show you like size comparison. So there's 3. These are the 2 round ones that are included. So
they're lovely shapes, those. Having them together are really nice.
Yeah, they're really cool. So yeah, that one's 100, so that's standard. And then we've also got the square one as well.
I've just got it up here. So yeah, so we've got the cube container is 100 millilitres, and the Karen, which is the rounded smaller one, is also 100. And then you've got the 200 millilitre, which is the squat diffuser bottle. It's quite nice having a variety of different shapes and like sizes there as well.
Yeah, absolutely, because it might be that you've got a different kind of aesthetic in your home, or you know whose home some of these might suit. If you haven't got the space for maybe 3 diffusers in your house, but you can gift it to other people. And then in there as well, we've got stoppers. So if you wanted to maybe post them to people, that would stop the fragrance oil escaping. Don't forget that one.
Yeah, you don't want it to escape.
You've also got these little toppers that you just screw on as well. So they are in gold and silver. I believe you guys also, it's not in the kit, but you also do wood toppers as well. So if that's something that you wanted.
We also, because we also inside the pack, I know you'll probably come up to it in a minute, but the black and white diffuser reeds are in there. So we also do a natural one. So if you are looking for the natural look, we do have that on Cosy Owl if you're looking for the natural reeds, natural wood top. But yeah, this kit comes with the silver and gold, which is really nice because you can mix and match it with the decor in your room.
Absolutely. Right. I'm glad you said there's reeds hiding, because they are underneath. So this is how, here we go. I'll do it while everything's out because it's easier. So this is how everything's like presented. We've got another bit as well. So you can see how everything will be like visible as soon as you open it. Okay, under here, hiding.
Tucked away.
So those are the reeds that Hayley was just talking about. So these are the white ones. They are, do you know if these are fibre or are they rattan? Do you know the difference?
They're fibre, I believe. Yeah, they're actually just as well, actually almost better at spreading the scent around the room, which is really
that's
good.
what I've heard. So that's amazing. Let me see there. There we go. Yeah, so lots of reeds in there. So I would recommend, normally I would do 6 in a diffuser glass, and then you can always add. You can take away as well with this. It's not the end of the world. It's not like candle dye or anything. But the more reeds you add, the stronger the fragrance will be. And the idea is you want to, when you have made your diffuser, it's just a case of spreading the reeds around so they point the fragrance in all different directions. Some people find that after a while dust does build up, so they like to flip their reeds, but the idea is that these reeds should be good enough that you don't need to do that. And you would pour straight, well, I cheat, I pour straight into the container, but if you want to do this properly, you would have a separate container that you just use for craft materials. Don't use a jug that you use for food or anything like that. You won't get rid of the taste or the smell, and it's awful, and it's not meant for human consumption, so don't go near that one. Then you would mix basically the base oil and the fragrance oil together in the quantities that are in the instructions, which is 75-25, and then give it a stir. You could use a reed to do that, and then basically set up your container. There are a lot of different theories with diffusers in terms of like what kind of room you put it in, the humidity, of how well it will perform and things like that. Have you got any kind of tips that you can share at all, Hayley, from your testing?
Yeah, well, I think, like you say, it's really important to mix the two together really well, because otherwise you'll get sort of a almost not separation, but you'll have more fragrance on one end of the other. So when your diffuser is slowly going down, you'll have less fragrance, for instance, if it's not mixed well. So I definitely recommend mixing it nice and well. You'll notice when it's mixed like thoroughly, because the fragrance oil will suddenly sort of blend in more. You'll be able to see it if it's sort of sitting on the top. But I would tend to say sort of the bigger the diffuser, the bigger the room, and the more reeds, as you say, the more it spreads. So if you've got a really large room, maybe about 8 reeds will do quite well and spread that around the room. And what's really nice, if you're not wanting to have candles in your room, then it's another nice way to sort of get that scent across, sort of all day long, so you haven't got to worry about a flame being on, for instance, if you are worried about that. Just as long as you've got it out the way of children and it's sort of high up somewhere. But it is another nice one, and like you say, with that wood sage and sea salt, it's a lovely fresh scent, so you can really choose these scents. But one thing to mention is that if you are making diffusers outside of our kits, we have an actual page for diffuser fragrances that are suitable to use. So that will be the best place to have a look if you are wanting to explore more fragrances, because at the moment we're obviously changing over our fragrances so they're appropriate for diffusers. So we've got certain ones that are especially made for diffusers at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point to mention, actually. If you were looking to take things forward, because you might be inspired by these kits, like I've been with the candle kits, and make it as a small business, you need to have a look at the CLPs that are on Cosy Owl website and those kind of guides, because we're working at 25% percentage. Now, if you were say going to do like 15-20%, if you were using different kinds of fragrance oils that were appropriate for reed diffusers in the future, not in these kits, the 25% CLP is still, it still covers everything underneath that. So you're basically covering yourself fully with that one. And that those CLPs are just the labels that adhere to the bottom, and they just have specific information, basically like allergens and safety info, like you'd expect on a food wrapper. That's the kind of thing. Yeah. To simplify it. I keep being in a lot of meetings lately and losing my voice because too much. So
it's because it's getting close to Christmas.
So you've got in that kit, you've got enough materials to make 3 really good size diffusers there. So I think that kit is brilliant value as well. Hayley, do you have, I'm putting you on the spot here a lot today, but do you have you're always so prepped, so I know you'll have the answer, the cost of these kits as well, so in case people are looking for last minute gifts?
Yes, so I do happen to have it actually on this one in front of me. These diffuser kits are $32.99 each, so that is for everything included, so you haven't got to worry about instructions or any other components to add. If you are wanting an optional extra, you can actually add in these little marbles that we stock online as well, and they just literally float around, well, not float, they sort of sink to the bottom of the bottles. Just add a nice little decorative touch. So that is another extra if you wanted to add it. But yeah, everything you get in the kit for $32.99.
Yeah, 3 diffusers you'll end up with. Reeds, probably more reeds than you need, to be honest. And these kits are always really generous. You end up with more supplies than you have there, basically. So definitely. They'll keep you going for a little while. Right, I'm going to head on to a new kit.
Yes, onto the soap making kits.
Absolutely. So this one, I can lift this up because it's not too large. There we go. It'll fit on the screen. I'm not in the face on the way, but there we go. So these are soap making kits. They are, how big are they? 25 centimeters, I'd say, by like 12, something like that. So decent size, and really well presented inside, nice and compact. So I'll just lift up what's in there as well. So right on the top, there's lots of rustling from me. Should have taken these out of the packet.
ASMR.
Yeah. We've got 4 moulds here. Now these are silicone, so you can make these again. And I think that's one of the biggest pluses with these kits, is that then you've got moulds that you can get going with and start kind of making soap moving forward. Because I don't know if anyone who's watching has like made or tried any of these kits before, or maybe is a candle maker and wants to try soap or anything like that. Let us know where you're at with different things. It's quite interesting to hear.
Definitely.
We've got mica powder in here, so this is gold satin. And if anyone's used mica before, it's different to dye. You might use it in combination with dye for other products like wax melts, but the mica has like an iridescent effect and shimmer. It's really lovely, especially this time of year. I think anything with like sparkling.
It's my favourite. Mica powder is my favourite, and it's really nice in the soap. I've got a couple of tips actually to do with soap I have to mention about mica powder in particular. Is that a lot of people use rubbing alcohol when soap making, and that is actually, you can add say little scoop of mica powder. You don't need that whole pouch of mica powder that you just showed there. That's just so you've got plenty to make with. You can use it in the future, you can even use it in your wax melt making. You get plenty in there, so you just need a little scoop, about a teaspoon, and you can mix that with some rubbing alcohol. Makes it sort of like a liquid gold, but basically perfect. It makes like liquid gold. It looks amazing, and add that into your melted soap, and it mixes amazingly.
Wow. Okay.
Really nice. That rubbing alcohol just evaporates. It's nothing to worry about. It just sort of adds a little bit of extra so that you haven't got powder going straight into the liquid, because sometimes that can be quite a lot of mixing and getting that powder sort of broken down, but with the rubbing alcohol it really does sort of blend it in nicely. It's really satisfying.
That's really good, because I've used rubbing alcohol when I've done soap making to get rid of the bubbles on the surface, so to get a really nice smooth surface on the soap. So that's really interesting that you said that, so you can use it for something else. Because I have had, so here's an example of something I've made before with soap, and I have had, I don't know if you can see, slight texture here. This is where I've had mica that hasn't quite mixed in. So if I do that technique that you just said about,
definitely try it next time. It's really good, but like you say, with bubbles as well, if you spray it on the silicone mold before you pour in and then also after, it creates the most smoothest soaps ever. I've tried it with and without, and it definitely works really well with, I think. So
brilliant.
It's definitely worth investing in if you are looking to do more soap making in the future, because it creates an amazing surface. So really nice.
Yeah, that sounds really good. I love that tip. And also right at the bottom of this box we've got melt and pour crystal soap base. And am I right in thinking that with the way you've curated each of the kits, they've got specific soap bases for different things?
That's right, yeah. So we've got a variety of different soap bases, including solid shampoo. We've got a clear soap in there. We've got some really nice soaps. These soaps are lovely. Like, yeah, they are so satisfying to cut as well.
Yeah.
Really nice. And basically they're already a soap as they are in that packet.
Yeah.
So you can just use them as it is. But the idea of it is, for a beginner, you can melt that down and add your own fragrance. It's sort of like a base as it is, to add all of the ingredients that you want to add in. We have some really great tutorials on our YouTube channel as well for soap making with Michelle, and she's amazing with all her information of how to learn to add shea butter and all sorts. So definitely check them out if you're looking to go a bit further with it as well.
She's brilliant because she is a soap maker by trade and makes these cosmetics and everything like that. So I am definitely just like a hobbyist or crafter. So, and my thing is candles and wax melts, but I just love crafts anyway. So this is great. And these have been actually my previous kit that I made using this. I gifted these soap bars and they were really popular.
Oh, good.
Really popular. I lifted up one that I made earlier to show you how this mold sort of comes out. So it's quite a deep mold actually. It's just a really nice palm size soap. So there you go, that's it in situ. And then the last thing that's in this kit, so I'm just checking I haven't missed anything like the reeds before, is some essential oil, and this is in lemongrass. So this just, it smells exactly as it says on the tin. So if you've seen or smelt essential oils before. The Cosy Owl team also have them in other ones that you'd expect, like lavender. What are the other kits that you've got for soaps? What kind of smells have you got?
We have got bergamot, which is, I believe, the one with the solid shampoo. So they actually do suit the bases as well, because bergamot is really good for your hair. Creates a really nice shine, a lovely light sort of scent in your hair.
Must have been like Earl Grey tea, I think.
Yeah, it's quite citrusy. It is really nice. They match really well together. I've made them quite recently, actually. We've got cedarwood, which is very appropriate for now as well. Clary sage, lavender, lemongrass, like you have there, patchouli, peppermint, and ylang ylang. I always never notice how to say that at the end. I'm like, ylang ylang.
That's okay. That's totally allowed. So these essential oils work slightly differently to fragrance oils, so you do not need very much at all, and that's why the instructions that are in this pack are really useful. With essential oils as well, some essential oils that can't be used for certain things, or on their own they can be quite harsh on the skin, especially when they're not diluted. So actually, unless you've done the kind of reading up, these kits save you that job, basically, because it makes sure that everything goes together, is all done safely, basically. So I think these are beautiful, because having essential oils is a much more like spa-like scent, I find.
Definitely.
They're really rich and lovely, but make sure you have a look at the guides. If you're thinking of trying this out yourself, check out the information on essential oils versus fragrance oils, because there's some important things around safety with them.
Definitely, yeah. It's a really nice kit, because you've got really high quality soap in there, so your end result is a really nice high quality soap that you don't have to then throw away extra packaging afterwards, because a lot of the packaging is also recyclable, like all our cardboard and everything. So you've got 4 bars of soap there that you can wrap up, and that is actually something important to mention with melt and pour soap. It is important to keep them wrapped up once you've made them. That's just to avoid sweating, so that is where soap, sort of the moisture comes out of the soap.
I've had that before, actually, so that, I don't know if this one isn't doing it, but I've done one where I've used a different mould from Cosy Owl, and I noticed actually the other week, because it's getting warmer in the house with heating, same as candles, it was starting to have some fragrance oil seep out, so I'm going to follow that tip and wrap them up.
Yeah, definitely. What's recommended is cling film or cellophane sort of product, just to wrap around it. So as soon as you've made them, as soon as they've cooled down and you've unmolded them, just wrap them up and keep them wrapped until you've used them. You can still keep them wrapped up after you've used them, just so you've stop it sort of coming out everywhere, or after you've used it in the bath or something. So yeah, definitely that is a really good tip if you are wanting to keep them nice and moisture locked.
I'm just going to have a look through the instructions, because you've got there's obviously, compared to the diffusers, this just shows if you're thinking of who you might gift which one to. See, the diffuser one is a couple of steps, really quick, really simple, no heating, nothing difficult in there at all. And then the soap one, I mean, the guides are really straightforward anyway, and easy to follow, because they've got the pictures, so you know what you're looking for with different things, not just sort of following instructions. But I quite like talking through some of these guides and instructions anyway, so that people can always come back to these if they want, and fast forward bits so they can come to our tips. Good thing about these is because this is quite a lot of melt and pour soap to melt initially to create your base, you can chop these up into little cubes and pop them in a microwave. In the plastic container, because that's absolutely fine. You just don't have metal in the microwave, but you just pop it in this, so you save washing up something else, or pop it in like a Pyrex dish or something like that. So cut it into cubes, pop it in the microwave, or in a saucepan like bain-marie, like you would do with candles. Candles, yes. I'm just thinking of bain-marie as like a bowl for melting chocolate, but it's actually just still can be a jug in water. So
yeah, I always forget that too.
I'm just being caught out. And basically it gives you all the step-by-step of when you would add in the mica powder, when you would add in the essential oil, and you've got as we said, reusable silicone molds that you can use again and again and again. Essential oil, you've got 10 mils of this, and you're not going to put all of those 10 mils in at all. So you again have something that you can come back to and start that soap making journey.
You can almost keep these as, if you've got any leftover ingredients, as your little stash ready for making your next project, which is quite nice because then you've got something to start next as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, it says it recommends on these instructions between 30 and 40 drops of your essential oil with your base. So you're not going to go through 10 mils at all. And you would do that to kind of to your own preference within those guidelines. So it's a really nice kind of way of being a little bit creative, choosing kind of how much mica powder you'd like and kind of mixing in the colours there and the fragrance. You just can't go wrong with these kits, really.
No, definitely. You've got everything you need in them, and if there's any further guidance that you need, we do also have that on our website as well, underneath our guide section. So you'll be able to see a lot of our videos are linked there, step by steps, and maybe you might want to add your own sort of twist on, you know, and add your own other colours of mica powder instead, so that we have a lot of different alternative options as well if you want to be more creative with your soap making or diffuser journey. So definitely have a look at those if you are wanting some more ideas.
I've loved it when you guys have taken like a soap mould that is maybe a rectangle or the round one, and then you've put little things like embedded into it. So these moulds, I've not cleaned them since the last time I was candle making, so I'm sorry everyone. These are from Cosy Owl, so these are little like animal shapes, or you might do something floral or with hearts or little presents for this time of year. Flip that around. So if those were made in using the soap, maybe you want to keep some of it without the mica powder or what have you, or this is like later down the line, you can be really creative by sort of embedding bits in. And I remember you guys doing one, I think with clear soap, or I've seen various different shapes and sort of cross-hatched loads of designs.
Yeah, for Christmas, we did like a checkered kind of design, and we've done like little leaf shapes inside. That's my favorite thing to do, embedding the shapes in there, because it just gives it a little bit extra character. So once you've started with maybe a soap making kit, then you can think, what else can I sort of add to it? And we do have guides for those online as well, so you can really let your creativity flow. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask us sort of after the live. We'll be saving this at the very end, so you can watch this back. And thank you all for joining, really.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Abby. I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye, everyone.